What's up, guys? This is Riz here from Castle Crypto, and today we're going to take a look at Drug Wars, which is a new game that's based on the Steem blockchain. Now, today is March 3rd, 2019, and about a month ago or so, this game came out in a beta version, and it's actually drastically changed since then in terms of the look and feel of the interface, some of the rules. Originally, there were battles where you can actually attack certain players in the game. That was actually removed temporarily and now just brought back, I believe, yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an initial look at this game, do a little bit of an overview, and I'm going to describe why I'm not really that enthusiastic about it, and I'm going to give you a couple reasons why you should maybe try it and maybe a few why you shouldn't. So here's the sign up screen. Basically what you do is if you have a Steem account already, you basically just push start and it'll log you in through Steem Connect, which is pretty common. In this game, I believe it will also just create a Steem account for you. However, I've never actually done that. So here we are on the interface. Now what I'm going to say first is that the game is really confusing for somebody that has absolutely no concept of what this type of game is. There really isn't an instruction manual. There's not really a good how-to. There's no walkthrough. Okay, so all you get is this initial screen that just says, here's some stuff that you can do, but it doesn't tell you what's the point of upgrading your headquarters, why should I be increasing drug production, weapons, alcohol, things like that. Now, one thing to point out is that I believe this game is supposed to be based on, or is like a homage to an older game called Drug Wars that's existed previously. One of them was actually on like a TI-86 calculator, where literally you just put in commands to increase your drug supply, and then you get in random gang fights and stuff with people. So the idea behind this game, I believe, is derived from that, but we're going to take a look at it a little bit more deeply. Again, the first thing I'm going to say is this game is filled with bugs. If you go to the Discord channel, the bug reports are just non-stop. They just keep coming in all the time. So when I first played this game, actually it was on a staging site, and basically you just couldn't really operate. You would try to make purchases on the blockchain, you would try to upgrade your buildings, things wouldn't work. There's typos all throughout the game. I believe some of the developers may be not from the US, or English may not be their first language, which is totally fine. However, the execution of the interface, if you're going to put it in English, is really poor, the way they say certain things. Again, not that big of a deal, but just kind of sloppy when you're rolling out a game. Let's take a look at the idea behind the game. So you have your office, where you have a number of buildings in which you can essentially just upgrade to accomplish, again, certain missions, certain goals throughout the game, but they really don't explain what you're actually trying to do. There's a little description of what you get for upgrading, quote unquote. However, there's no real explanation of why I should do it and what benefit is it going to have for me in the long term. One thing to keep in mind here is that this game, because it runs on the Steem blockchain, it actually pays out Steem rewards over time, and this is kind of shady in a way. For instance, your drug production, as you upgrade your units and the gameplay, is supposed to increase your Steem payout. And over time, you can also just immediately purchase upgrade instead of waiting for them. So for instance, I can't upgrade my headquarters, or every time I upgrade my headquarters, it takes about 6 hours before I can upgrade it again to become more powerful. However, you can actually just instantly upgrade it if you pay. Okay, so here it's listed in dollars, but generally what will happen is we'll actually connect to Steem Connect, and you will pay the game creators, I guess, to just immediately upgrade your buildings. Now, because they're paying out every day, there's a prize pool that's distributed, but what I don't understand is, over time, it seems like they're going to continually just hemorrhage Steem unless they can continually bring in more people that are going to be willing to just instantly upgrade buildings, weapons, alcohol, drug production, etc. So kind of feels like a Ponzi scheme. I'm not saying it is, but it's just the way in which the Steem system is operating with rewards is just kind of strange. Now, one thing I want to stress here also is that when I first played this game, the battles were actually not even available. So for the first time, I'm actually going to be testing what the battle system is and how it actually works. So one of the other things you can do is recruit units. Many of these units are actually brand new as of yesterday, such as the sniper, the hitman, ninja. Previously in the staging version of this game, you actually couldn't use any of these units. Again, when it comes to attack, defense. I guess this is speed or something. In the original version of the staging game, there was no explanation of what this is. What does the damage do? Am I comparing this damage versus my enemy's damage? How does the defense mitigate that damage? Okay, there's absolutely no explanation of what these stats actually mean. When you do create an army, I guess you are attempting to send your units into battle, but again, there's really no explanation. I'm actually going to try it right now for the first time, and we will see what happens. You can directly target a user if you know their username, but you can also search for people, which again, this didn't exist as of a few days ago either, and I don't really know what the criteria is other than their overall production. I can't really tell how many units they have, what kind of defense they have. So I guess you're supposed to attack somebody with a rather low level of production compared to yourself. I don't know if that necessarily means that they are weak, or maybe they've invested a ton of their energy into creating drugs and production versus units. I don't know. So we're going to try to pick somebody here that we're just going to randomly attack just for fun to kind of demo the system. I just saw somebody, this guy looks kind of low, Sping, so I'm going to come after him. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to click attack for the first time. I guess I have to add units, so I'm just going to add everything I have because I have no idea what this is actually going to do. Looks like my army is stacked up, but again, I know these units have stats. This one's supposed to have defense, same with the super bouncer, but I don't know what's actually going to happen right here. Okay, I feel like I'm not making any strategic moves other than just sort of stacking a ton of units to throw at somebody. So I'm going to click attack, and I'm assuming this is going to make some sort of a blockchain transaction, and okay, nothing happened. So again, the game is seemingly kind of sloppy. Okay, over here something got populated. Don't know what's happening. So pending a confirmation. Okay, so it looks like I attacked this guy. It's going to start in 20 minutes. So I guess he has a chance to respond. Meanwhile, I got attacked at some point and didn't even know about it. I don't know if I had to be logged into the game to actually know that I was attacked. But again, this is what I believe to be the first look at what's supposed to be the new battle system. So what I might do is pause this video and come back, I guess, after 20 minutes or so to determine what happened. All right, guys, so here we are. We're back. And this fight, whatever's going to happen, is supposed to begin in about 10 seconds now, and I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen here. I don't know if this player is going to give me a response, but I guess we're going to see. I don't know if it's just going to immediately declare victory, defeat, and let's see. So far, absolutely nothing has happened. I don't know if I need to refresh the page here. Again, not sure. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. There are just certain situations in this game where I just don't understand what's going on, or they don't tell you, did this fight go through? A lot of times in this game, when you submit something, nothing happens. There's no error message. There's a little spinning dial that doesn't do anything. This is the kind of stuff that to me is just sloppy with a game release. You got to clean these things up in maybe an initial beta version of the game where you have just a couple testers that are in there non-stop testing every aspect of the game. And right now it says the fight is incoming, but okay, there we go. So I lost apparently. Here's what I don't understand. To me, this guy's units are potentially a lot weaker. He's got 52 of the weakest unit in the game, and then a couple others where I spent a lot on some heavy-duty units in this situation, some of which you would think are overpowered and should take out some of these lower units. And for whatever reason, I lost the fight. Again, no explanation of why. Did I lose badly? Did I just barely lose? What was the reason? What was the justification for that loss? I have absolutely no idea. Now, in the Discord channel, you see the same thing. You have people just bitching and complaining. I sent a gigantic army against somebody and we had a draw. And when that person didn't really have anything backing them up. I don't know, guys. To me, this just seems kind of weak, kind of lame. for a game that's got as much hype as it currently has. So I guess right now I have no units left. I guess they all died in that fight, so my investment was potentially worthless there. It doesn't say what I lost, so I believe at some point, like if you attack somebody, you can actually steal their drugs and other resources, and apparently that didn't happen. Let's get into the buildings just for a second. So again, the goal of the game, I guess, over time is to just continually upgrade your headquarters, training facility, and operations center so that you can continually make faster and faster upgrades and recruiting of units. Now, there's one thing here. This is sort of a beginner strategy explanation. There's something called the Pantheon, which is described as not having any particular function, but it shows a sign of wealth, striking jealousy in your opponent's special, apparently nothing. I don't know what the hell this means. To me, if I'm a drug lord, I'm staying behind the scenes, right? Like, I don't know if this is intended to be bait so that you spend unnecessary resources into this and then that encourages other people to attack you. Whereas for me, I haven't invested a single resource at all in this because it just seems like it's foolish to do so. Maybe somewhere down the line, if you're the king of drug wars, you all of a sudden have this giant pantheon. But again, each production facility you can upgrade as you go. There's a certain time that you can do it as frequently as possible based on your office buildings. So in this case, for example, I'll just upgrade my crack house for the hell of it, just because it's a low cost and it tells you sort of like how your production will increase each time. Some of these other buildings, I don't have enough resources currently based on my balances over here to do it. And that's it, man. I mean, that's essentially the entire game, other than the fact that they just don't tell you what's going on. I mean, other than that, you can sit here and upgrade your stuff all day. You can battle people. You can try to get to the top of the leaderboard. But like, to what end? Yeah, I'm making 0.5 Steem per day, but right now that's like approximately 15 cents or something based on the current market. So, I mean, that's basically nothing. There's also this heist factor where every day, I guess if you have a surplus of drugs, you can actually invest into like an overall pool that will return Steem to you based on how much you're willing to put in. Again, I have no idea how this is operating or what the point of it is, and it seems like the more people that put drugs in there, the less Steem you get, which would make sense, but I don't know, it just feels like another random aspect of the game that has absolutely no explanation. The help screen also, the how to play, is about 5 sentences long, which is extremely disappointing. And again, for a game that's getting all this hype, to me, it just feels really sloppy. So at the end of the day, guys, I don't know if I can really recommend Drug Wars. To me, it just feels just totally sloppy. There's no explanation for how some of the rules work. It feels addictive. It also feels kind of like a Ponzi scheme of some kind where you have all these new people coming in, buying resources to catch up, and then resources, i.e. Steem, are then redistributed based on your performance and the performance of other players. And so, I don't know, over time, is this game going to last? Is this going to be a nice little exit scam? I don't know. I don't like to call any project a scam outright, so the developers of this game could have plenty of good intentions in mind. I will be happy to update this video later if things change, but as of right now, I really cannot recommend Drug Wars. If you'd like to read our review article on castlecrypto.gg, the link is in the description below. Give us some feedback in the video, give us feedback on the website. Let us know what you think about this new blockchain game.